Hello, Dr. Robinson and fellow classmates. I'd like to discuss with you the first three chapters of our textbook on communication and perception. Chapter one kind of describes or defines communication as a sharing and creating of meaning through symbolic interaction. I think it says human interaction, to be specific. Uh, Communication is something that we do every day, whether by talking on the phone or texting or face to face family, conversation. Um, and in today's world, there are many other ways of communicating other than just the face to face or just by phones. You have the social media aspect, which is Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and all these fun new things that old guys like myself don't really understand a lot of. Um, there are ways of communicating in the workplace that we may not use in our regular life. But there are, you have to email a lot of stuff if you're in a business that requires that kind of communication between a boss and a employee or a client. There are essential components of communication. Um, these components are things like you have to have a sender, you have to have a message to send. There could be interference that you have to fumble around maybe. There needs to be a receiver, of course, and some sort of feedback. Even um, there are different types of communication. There are intrapersonal, which are communication within oneself. There's interpersonal, which is the creating and sharing meaning between persons in a relationship. There's small group communication, which would be communication to a small number of people, maybe 5 to 9, something like that. They're public communication. You're speaking maybe at an engagement or in public to someone, and mass communication would be dealing with a larger group of people. Um, Contrary to popular belief, everyone is not born with the natural ability to communicate, and also that quality is way more important than quantity when it comes to communication. Um, Chapter two, we go in chapter two when it talks about perception and communication. Perception is selecting and organizing and interpreting information in our communication, giving it meaning. Uh, uh, Selecting is a process of sorting one thing from another based on maybe previous experiences or something. Organization could be just closing something out or using proximity or similarity. We interpret things by giving them meaning, and we use past experiences a lot of times, um, and others' opinions. Basically, kind of based on verbal communication. We form perception by stereotyping, attribution, and the way people look and act, their culture, maybe, in the media. It's big perception. Chapter two kind of helps us try to to perceive more carefully and help it maybe by keeping an open mind or to realize that everyone sees things a little differently. Um, Moving into chapter three, we're talking about oneself. You got to understand self concept and how we perceive ourselves by self image and self esteem. Some believe that self concept is the single most important aspect of our personality, and self concept, you know, hinges on a culture and a gender. Um, our surroundings and environment shape us. It states that sex is anatomical and physiological differences between male and female and gender is kind of um, based on what one learns as they live. I have strong opinions about this subject, but I'll save that for a later time. Basically, by enhancing our self concept, we can improve our communication. Um, I thank you for your time and looking forward to communicating with you in the future. Thank you.